Mr. Adam Slosberg. Well, let's have a big round of applause for stand-up mental health and David. David is awesome. I want to thank him and stand-up mental health for this nice bag of drugs I got. When I first got diagnosed, my wife took me to a psychiatrist. And there, I think I learned some things that you might not want to say to a psychiatrist. Okay? Such as, I'd rather get hit by a bus before taking your stupid medications. Or something like, hey, I really like those food stains on your tie. Well, my personal favorite, why are you such an asshole? Is it just for me? The next day, I had a really good day at work. And I went home, and I wanted to take my wife out to dinner. But she wanted to stay in. So I thought that meant, some romance. So I stripped down. And then there's a pounding on the door, and 6 cops bust into the apartment. And I'm thinking, boy, I've heard of threesomes. But this is really not what I had in mind. I knew why they were there, so I decided to screw with them. One of them handcuffed me, really forcefully. And I looked at him and I said, are you having as much of a good time as I am? Do you like my Mickey Mouse boxers? This went on until we got to the hospital. After getting admitted, I was in the head nurse's office, and she says, you're here because we think you might hurt yourself or someone else. And then she walks out of the office. There's a stapler. A letter opener. A box cutter. Right on the desk. And I'm thinking for sure that there's going to be a chainsaw and a sledgehammer like mounted on the wall. And I'm thinking to myself, are they trying to tell me there's no vacancy? And maybe I should take matters into my own hands. Anyways, next day, I figured I'm here, I might as well enjoy it. So there was a cute girl on the ward, and we started to become friendly. And I learned some great psych ward pickup lines. minds. If you're really good, I'll show you some Depakote. Like to come to my room and share some SSRIs? I'll give you a ride on my imaginary motorcycle if you give me 1 green, 3 blues, and 4 purple pills. And plus, I'll take you to Macy's. I woke up a few days later. I left the hospital a bit depressed. And, I felt like an oddball, unworthy. My life wasn't worth living. And so I decided to see my psychiatrist to get some help. And I got some help. I met tons of people there who were just as depressed as I was. And now it's just a psychiatrist's staff. As part of my own recovery, I wanted to take a trip and leave Austin. I felt strong, I felt I could do it. So I went to visit Dallas. Oy vey. What a jungle. Cars, taxis, everywhere. And honestly, it was too much. I started to hear voices, and the voices would tell me, go back home, go back home. So then I saw this man, and he was talking to himself. And so I decided to ask him how to get back to Austin. He gave me directions. I followed them, and I wound up in Houston. Jeez. That'll be the last time I listen to a police officer who has not taken his medication. I do live with bipolar, and I do self-medicate with alcohol. My doctor says alcohol is a drug. So instead of prescribing lithium, I'm having him prescribe me Jack Daniels. And speaking about not taking medication, which, sometimes when I don't, all I want to do all day is just kind of sit at home and watch Hogan's Heroes. Has anybody heard of Hogan's Heroes? Wow. All right. Well, this one day I must have watched 10 episodes in a row. All 10 of them, ready to go, solid. And then I turn around my bed, and who do I see? I see Sergeant Schultz. And he's drinking my bottle of Jack Daniels. I've never switched back to lithium so quickly as in my life. Also, for part of my recovery, I go to a lot of committees. And honestly, for real, it's not easy to be the token crazy person. You actually have to make them believe that you're crazy to get in. So I started telling people I was Jesus reincarnated. And Rick Perry was a genuine apostle. Yeah, they took me straight to the hospital after that. Seriously, what I do now is awesome. I do peer support, and I get to chat with people who've lived through similar experiences like mine. It's absolutely phenomenal. But I don't get paid. Some people say, hey, that's pretty cool. You're doing that. Well, all these Republicans I meet, they say to me they're completely bonkers. So thank you all for listening to my banter. I wanted to have a round of applause for Dave and all the other crew members that we have had.